filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
I think Mike had a despondent female, suicidal. We knew she had a weapon. She had a long gun, at least we suspected. She did not make any threats to use it. She was simply suicidal. Basically, all we have is a custodial thing. She didn't break any laws. We don't have a hostage situation. SWAT would not respond to this. This is not an issue where SWAT will respond to it, period. So every situation is different. Nothing's going to work exactly the way you plan it. Okay, that's it. Thank you, guys. See you out there.
The Raven.
Okay, ready and noise going. I'll be in service. 22-5.
82, Henry, Boy, Union, land travel. 2302.
This lady right here, as we were driving by, was trying to flag us down, so we're going to see what she wants here.
We've got a problem right up here. My husband's trying to get my daughter, and she's running.
Okay. All right. Let's go see what the husband has to say here. Looks like their daughter doesn't want to come home tonight.
185.
All right, 185 in the fall.
Right.
702. 28, 3 now.
Hi, your wife just flagged us down.
Yeah, my daughter just running down the street. She's 14, and this little down here has been hanging around.
Is that your daughter in the white down there with the ponytail? Well, did you want our help or not?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Last name on the residence dweller.
Sorry, can you repeat the last name, please?
Well, let's see if we can get around the corner and cut his daughter off and see what the problem is tonight.
Received in service FACR.
2302. 25.
To Tuan County, this is a couple parents chasing their 14-year-old daughter who's apparently trying to run away or something.
2302. Okay. He is en route to color the customer.
Here's the girl. She's got someone with her, and they're running pretty hard from us right now.
Wants to report an assault done by an employee.
Received.
2204.
44 County.
44.
Let's see which way they go.
I'm clear, gentlemen. I'll be transporting my subject to about the 310 block of
2204.
To Tuan County, just for information, I'm about 99th and Barnes, and I got 2 juveniles running from me right now. It's the girl, and it looks like a boy that she's with.
Do you need another unit there?
Let's go talk to this guy here and find out where they last saw him at. Where'd you last see him?
He's down in that backyard. He's right here.
Oh, are they?
He's back there at the door.
Okay.
He's in the backyard right there.
I didn't know anyone was even in the yard. You guys shining lights.
Yeah, this is...
A little fence, but you can jump it easy.
Okay. It's the Sheriff's Department. I need you to come here right now. And have your buddy come here also. Because I just told you to, that's why. Let's take a walk out here to the cars.
I didn't do nothing. I just heard him yelling at me and thought he was going to beat me up or something.
Okay, well, you're running from me. That's actually doing something. I need you at 99th and Barnes, 185. I'm bringing 2 out.
I thought he was going that way.
Hey, guy. This officer pat you down yet?
Not yet.
Just gonna make sure you don't have anything.
I'll read everything in your pockets we need to know about.
You gotta wear pants that fit, guy.
Okay, why don't you have a seat, okay?
County District 17 cars information.
No yakking, right?
Yeah, well, the guy that lives in this house comes running out in his backyard. He saw us going around the corner with the spotlight and the overheads on. We had to cut him off from getting through this street. So they run back in his backyard, and one of these guys goes running out in the backyard yelling, "Freeze, freeze," with the finger gun pointing at him. Well, we'll give you Aubrey back.
Thank you.
She made it a couple more blocks, and then she ended up getting pinned down in a backyard. And I think a couple of neighbors actually scared them pretty good.
Good.
When they got into the wrong backyard. Aubrey.
If you run away tonight, okay, like we talked about, we're going to come get you, okay, and you're going to go somewhere you don't want to go. If you and your parents can't work it out, you call Monday morning, you get some counseling or something. Saturday night in Parkland, Pierce County, you don't want to be out on your own, okay? It's no fun, all right? We don't want to pick you up off the side of the road or anything, or your friend over here either, okay?
You're not to see him.
He's my friend.
No way, shape, or manner. What?
My friend.
No, he's not your friend.
Aubrey,
He's in trouble.
Aubrey,
friend.
I think that you need to find some better friends to hang out with.
That's right.
Look at what's happened tonight just from being with him.
It wasn't him.
That was
Well,
you?
it's a combination of both of you.
It's because I don't like the people you're living or hanging with is why you're taking it against me. And that's not fair. I love you and I give you everything you want. Everything you want.
But you don't act like it.
Oh, give me a break.
You don't.
Give me a break.
When you
Much
turn 18,
trouble.
you can go do whatever you want. But until then, you're living in your parents' home, and you need to follow the rules of the home. I don't think your rules here are any stricter than any other home, Aubrey. You look like you have a real nice home to live in fact. You look like you have some very caring parents. There's a lot of parents that wouldn't even bother chasing their kids. They just let them go and hope they come back sometime. Remember, you're 14 years old. You got a lot of growing up to do.
Well, I was a cadet with the Sheriff's Department while I was going through college. Then I just started testing all around and got on with the Sheriff's Department. And it was, from the first ride-along that I went on, definitely something that I knew that I wanted to do the rest of my life. Well, we're going to domestic. It's a male versus a female, and they're parked out in front of our caller's house, and they're fighting. We don't have much more. Oop, 3861.
32309 361 1724. 26. Silent hold-up alarm.
We've got a silent hold-up alarm. 136th in the Avenue. It's at Payless Shoes.
The units around. This is alleged false by phone. We had them on the phone. Alleged false. Is unit that can do a follow-up? 3044.
And we're going to head to that last call. 361.
For that domestic, she's now, the female's walking southbound on Fenway Loop. I believe the car is following.
Receive, we'll head that way.
1724. 314 carrier control.
Well, everything has a different priority. A domestic is pretty high priority, something that we would break from a routine call for. And the hold-up call definitely takes priority over a domestic. So that's why I broke from the domestic to head to the hold-up alarm. But then once the hold-up alarm was confirmed false, then we broke back and headed back towards the domestic.
What's your name? I can't hear you, honey. What's your name? You're not telling us.
Which way did Mom go?
That way. What were you angry about?
I don't know.
Were you yelling?
What we thought was a domestic, turns out it was Mom having a dispute with, appears to be like an 8-year-old young man. And she got so fed up that she just decided she'd get out of the car and walk away.
You're a big 5th grade guy. You're big enough to get in arguments with your mom. So apparently you're big enough to make decisions.
Hey, my dad and my mom argue.
Yeah, but they're grown-ups and you're a kid. And sometimes you don't get to pick things that happen to you. Okay, somebody has to be in charge of kids, and that's grown-ups.
Yeah, I could live on the trains.
You could what?
Live on those trains.
No, you can't live on a train.
That's what I could.
You have to live in a house. And it's better if you live in your own house with your own stuff and your own mom and your own brother.
Hey, I'm gonna get out of the house.
Okay, you got two choices. You can go home with mom or you can go to a foster home. If you don't pick, I'll pick.
How about mom get out of the house and I can stay in with my brother?
That's not how it works.
We were walking down the road. She was coming back.
Okay.
She got a bite mark on her wrist and said they were arguing and he bit her. So she went to go call another son.
He's all covered up and everything.
Hi.
Why don't you tell me what's going on today?
I was at McCord to check and see about getting a Christmas flight. And on the way home, my son decided he was going to scream at me, so I pulled over to the side of the road. And he would not apologize. So then he started biting me.
Wow, it's really swollen, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What's the plan?
Sounds to me like he's just a little animal. He bit her. She's got a big old, huge lump on her arm. And
So her solution is to just park and leave him in a car on the side of the road?
she parked. She was going to go call a son because he was out of control. Another son that could help her get control. So that's her side of the story.
See, one thing.
How'd you like to go to Raymond Hall?
Hey, that's for my next door neighbor. This kid gets me in trouble.
You want to sleep at home tonight, or you want to sleep in jail?
How about you go to hell?
Well, that's not an option.
No, not today. Maybe later.
Okay.
Why don't stay home then? Why don't stay home then? I want to go home. I want to go home.
Okay, and you can tell your mom you're sorry you bit her. Okay? No, not till we're sure you're not going to jail.
Get off of me.
I'm going to stay hurt. So you decide to act like a civilized human being. Now, you have something to say to your mommy.
I want to stay home.
Are you gonna remember this for a long time?
Yes!
Okay, I accept your apology.
What we're going to do, Carl, then, is if you are willing to apologize, which you've done.
I did.
And go home with your mom. Okay? And talk about things instead of screaming and yelling and biting. Then we'll let you do that. Okay? Slide on out.
Thank you for the ride.
I appreciate it.
We'll get your bracelets off you here in a sec. What happened is we ended up releasing him back to mom in lieu of taking him to jail, because once we got him cuffed up, he didn't like that idea, and he changed his whole way he was thinking and decided he wanted to go home, and he didn't want to go to jail.
We got other units closer than you now, but they're tied up.
9-year-old Bradley called 911. He said that his mother's boyfriend just punched him in the eye, and he said that his mom hit him too. He also said that his mother's boyfriend isn't supposed to be around children because of probation, and he could be arrested for that. We're going to contact 9-year-old Bradley first and see what he has to say about it, and then hopefully we're going to contact the suspect here and arrest him. They're supposed to be right next door. And the suspect, the boyfriend, is supposed to be combative right now, according to the dispatcher. I don't know which one is his address.
Well, it's Lincoln for. And 0D1 Lincoln. Do you need to go back on that business check? Okay.
Hello. Hi, this is Officer McCurdy. How are you? You mind if we come inside? Okay. Is Bradley here? Hi, Bradley. Bradley, why don't you sit over here so we can talk?
I don't know.
Bradley, can you tell me what happened?
I didn't get in trouble or anything, you know. I was just
listening to my mom. And she told me to go downstairs. I went downstairs, and I had this magazine that I wanted. She said that she would give it to me if I finished the house. I finished everything that she told me. I said I'm done. She said,
Okay, slow down just a little bit so I can understand you. Good.
She said go downstairs, and so I went downstairs. And he came downstairs and hit me in the eye, and he threatened to punch the daylights out of me.
Why did he hit you?
I don't know.
understand.
I just went, ugh.
How did he hit you? Can you show me how his hand was?
He went like,
That's my partner at the door. Can you let him in,
he
ma'am?
went like this, and went like that.
So with the back of his
No,
hand?
he went like that. He had a fist and hit me with his knuckle on the
Which
back.
eye did he hit you? Did he hit? Which eye did he hit? That one? Can you lean forward so I can take a look at it? Did he hurt you pretty bad?
Yeah, it just hurt.
Okay. He says his side of the story is that he was supposed to clean up the room, and he started cleaning it up. And for some reason, you were upset and yelling. You told Keith to go down and get him. Keith went down and backhanded him, knocked him down, and then said, I'll knock you out. Get up, I'll knock you out. That's what he says. Did you hear any of that?
No.
Nothing like that?
No. Keith did tell me that he backhanded him, and he said that was because he got this look. You can tell when Brad gets pissed off. You can tell. It just an automatically change of face. He's not. Like everything on the inside shuts off, and he's not going to listen to you.
What about the no contact order that you have between you and Keith? Keith is the respondent on a no contact order. He's not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
How come he was here?
Because Brad wanted him here.
I mean, it's still a violation of order.
Yeah, I know.
It's for you to violate the order. It's not a criminal charge, but for him to come here, it's still a criminal charge. Okay, thank you, Terry. My name's Officer McCurdy. You have my name, okay? I got a call from his stepfather, Keith, and we arranged to make a meeting today at 5 o'clock in the parking lot so that I could talk to him about what had happened and get his side of the story. I want to get his side of the story about the assault. The no contact order is basically, that's a clear-cut case, a violation of no contact order. Bradley developed a pretty bad bruise. So I'd like to have Keith come out here so that I could arrest him and get his side of the story, at least get his side of the story, and possibly arrest him afterwards. Hopefully he shows up for his appointment like he's supposed to. Otherwise, we'll have to hunt him down. Hi, how you doing? Are you Keith? Yeah. Oh, Keith, how you doing? I'm Officer McCurdy. You got here early. Good thing. Good
I'd
thing.
like to say it's nice to meet you, but
well,
can't say.
Yeah. Well, why don't you tell me about what happened yesterday with Bradley?
Well, okay. As far as after the fact of being over there, right?
Yeah, I already know from Bradley's mother that Bradley wanted you over there.
Yeah. Okay.
And Bradley asked for you to come over and made it through a fit, so she called you over.
I went in there. I was trying to talk to him. He started cussing about his mother. I'm not gonna repeat them words again. And I told him that even though I'm not around,
I know you don't want to repeat the words, but I mean we're adults.
He's calling her fat.
Okay.
And right down that alley. Okay.
Okay.
And I told him that even though I'm not around, he still needs to respect her.
So when he said that, what was your reaction?
My reaction, he was sitting on the bed, and he leaned back on the bed, and that's when he tried to kick me, and that's when I slapped him.
I've got some hard decisions to make, okay? Yeah, I think right now you're under arrest, okay? And I'm going to explain this to you, okay? Let's put your hands behind your back. I appreciate you being cooperative, too, all right? Gentleman to gentleman. I'm going to tell you why I'm making this decision, okay? I think that you probably hit Bradley a little bit harder than you think.
Oh, really?
Okay. Bradley developed a pretty bad bruise by the time I finished talking to him. And I'm sure by today, it's much worse, okay? He's a little kid, so it doesn't take as much to bruise me, as it would to bruise me, to bruise him. The second reason is because you've had a history of this, of domestic violence. And from what all of you say, the number one thing that you want is to be back together and to work things out as a family, because you're a family. And that's what Bradley wants too. He says, I'm never going back and all this stuff, but he's 9 years old. And spending 2 days away from home, he's going to realize how much it means. And you know, if it had been Terry, if we take this a step farther, this would be a felony right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we don't want that, okay? Because
if she'd have done what I did, or
if you assault somebody when you have a no contact order against
if I would have hit Terry, you mean? Right. Oh yeah, well I've already been convicted of that.
Keith admitted to hitting Bradley and was booked for violation of no contact order and assault 4th degree on little Bradley. Hopefully they can work things out as a family, because that's the most important thing that we're working on.